Mawar is now a super typhoon to the south and east of Guam and the Mariana Islands. Look at the inner core of this storm. That is where the worst of the weather is, with those winds sustained upwards of 130 to 140 knots estimated on satellite imagery here. Already seeing outer rain bands also push over Guam, Rota, and Saipan. And these rain bands, not only hold tropical storm strength conditions, but even have some tornadic cells as they run on shore, and you get a little bit of friction. You could see some of those little quick spinners come up, but really all eyes are on this area. That inner core, that's where those sustained, very dangerous conditions are as this heads off here towards the north and west. I mean, here on Tuesday night, you needs to be inside and sheltered. These areas in the darker red, that's where that core of those high winds are. Of course, the high stuff is much closer to the center right in there. In fact, this imagery is great for just showing you the overall structure. It is that buzzsaw symmetrical shape, the classic super typhoon, which, by the way, I'll talk more about this later, and I'm just going to go on a quick rant about this, but it feels like every typhoon that gets to just Cat 1 status, we just pretty much have to expect it to rapidly intensify. This thing just exploded up over the course of about 12 to 24 hours. You see right in there, that is just that rapid intensification up to an estimated about 140 knots before it finally leveled out here, and it just feels like it's become more and more common. Just pretty much every storm, you have to expect it. 135 knots right now, moving towards the west. It could even strengthen just a bit more after Guam, passing right over. And the key thing, let's zoom right in here, is that it puts them, all of us here in Guam and Rota sort of, but definitely the island, in the right front quadrant, which is by far the worst spot to be in on this storm. So, I mean, it's dangerous, guys. I can't stress that enough out here about just how rough this storm is going to be as it pushes overhead. I mean, we've had a Cat 3 here back in 2017 that hit the island. This is going to be different. I mean, you get that inner core of a Cat 4. I think even longer term residents are, maybe those people that have been through a few might not be surprised, but I think that there is going to be a number of people surprised about how strong this storm system is going to get as it pushes overhead here throughout the day on Wednesday, and then eventually off here towards the west, which, by the way, still keeping an eye on it. Current guidance still expects this to kind of head off here towards the west by next Monday and Tuesday and turn towards the north. That's the ECMWF. GFS even expecting that turn towards the north, which is going to be a problem for Okinawa potentially here. But at least that trend is still sticking towards the north turn and not direct impacts on the Philippines. But the big issue is still, let's take a look at this next 10-day rainfall. Look at that flow coming in from the west here. That's going to enhance that monsoonal flow. Speaking of rain, back to Guam. That's going to be a lot of persistent rainfall there. So do expect not only wind damage, but even that flood threat. I hope everybody's staying safe out here. It's just a quick update. I wanted to give you guys a look at this just beast of a storm. My goodness. Be safe out there, friends on Guam. Just be inside, be sheltered, be smart. As long as you stay inside a sturdy structure, you're in those shelters, evacuated from low-lying areas as the government has asked you to do, you'll be okay. All right. Check the National Weather Service out of Guam, too. They do a great job keeping people updated on this storm system. As always, though, thanks for watching. And, of course, the number one thing is stay safe out there, friends. Bye.